McLovin? What kind of stupid name's McLovin? What are you, Irish R&B singer? I think that's the line.
What is up, and welcome to No Agenda, where I have my internet friends come teach me stuff. I am super excited about today's guest, Nate Meeker, who will be teaching me all about impressions. Nate, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, Rashad. Super excited. Yeah, dude, let's get
I
into
almost
it.
did the twirl. I thought about doing the twirl during the intro.
You could have done the twirl.
I should. You know that scene from The Office where he's like, "I'm not gonna do the spin." It wasn't even a spin; it was a twirl.
I liked it.
Oh man,
It adds a little flavor.
I mean, I got the swivelly chair, so I feel like I should lean in. But anyways, Nate, thank you again for being here. I'm super excited. Full disclaimer: I've not done a ton of impressions in my life. And I told myself I would practice a little bit, maybe practice a few of the ones that you're good at, and show off my skills. But I got busy and didn't do any of that. So while I am super excited to learn, I'm also nervous about how this is going to go. But we're here. We're going to do it. You're going to teach me some stuff. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just so you know, even for someone who like would practice impressions and stuff, you just have to look like an idiot. You have to accept that you're going to look like an idiot trying to learn them.
Right.
And even once you have them down, you're still probably going to look stupid. So it's just part of the game.
Let's give a little bit of context. I guess I reached out on Instagram a couple months ago when I thought I was going to do something like this. I was like, okay, Nate would be an awesome person to interview. I followed your stuff for a while. Friends have sent me your stuff. And then we met in person, I guess this last weekend, which is cool.
We did.
Good to meet some internet friends in real life. Had a little gathering. Nate came through.
Yeah, appreciate the invite. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. How late did you guys stay?
Let's see. We stayed probably till we had another party that we had to go to. So I think we left around maybe 11:30 midnight. And I think we got there around 10:30. So
Yeah.
stay for like an hour and a half.
Early gang. I like it. We were just getting started.
Yeah. It's just,
it's how it goes with New York. You got
at places to be,
six plans and rooftops and
Right.
places to Uber. Would you take Uber?
Uber?
Okay. We'll get into that.
We'll get into that.
People like Uber. So for people that don't know Nate, I guess most people know you from your stand-up comedy. You're also an actor, comedian, actor, and then you've got amazing content on TikTok and Instagram. But what am I missing about your background or your bio? And then how did you get into all this?
Yeah, I'll try and keep it like pretty short and sweet. But I got into it. Really, I just started posting videos. This is like the end of 2020. Started posting stuff on like TikTok and Instagram. And just kind of, I was working from home. I was working at Salesforce. That was my job out of college. I'm from Ohio, by the way, Columbus, Ohio. Went to the Ohio State. Got my alumni cup right here. And so I was living in Ohio, all right, in my parents' house during the pandemic, which is not the most exciting place in the world. And so I just started uploading these videos. They started getting some traction from them. Decided I wanted to kind of take it more seriously once I started to build an audience, and then decided to move to New York, April of 2021. And now here we are doing stand-up and getting into acting and all that, kind of like pretty much full time now. So
the pandemic sucked, obviously, but I wonder how much one silver lining I feel like is the amount of creative output and people like you that have come up just out of what I imagine to be sheer boredom and living with your parents in 2020 or whatever. And I know you were supposed to move to Dallas and ended up living at home. And so it's like,
yeah, I definitely don't think I would be where I am if that didn't happen, which is wild. Yeah, like I said, my Salesforce office was in Dallas. So I was supposed to move there, which I've actually never been there. Now we're in New York doing stand-up, and I think I would probably take that option.
It's pretty sweet. Yeah. And
it's more fun.
Awesome turn of events. Okay. And so what's featured on your page? Like I've obviously spent a good amount of time there, but like, what do you do on TikTok?
Yeah. I mean, a bunch of it's all comedy stuff. I've started to post more stand-up clips too. I have been doing more sketch comedy style videos, which I think, in my opinion, they're the most fun to write. They're the most fun to to kind of put together. I think when I first started, I was doing a lot of like the impression and character videos. That kind of helped me build a following and stuff, just because like, I don't know, that was like my way of like cracking the algorithm. And like, to be honest, when I started uploading those, when I was uploading those videos, like I feel like I had like no comedy experience. Like I look back at those videos and I cringe at them because I'm like, dude, your writing was bad. You got away with it because your voices were good. And, some of the ideas I felt like just kind of, it's not that they were, I don't know. They were like, here's celebrities if they played Thanos, which is actually still my most viewed video ever.
It's good, dude. It crushes.
It crushes, but it just like it didn't. It's not like super creative. So I guess I just try. I've been trying to kind of, I guess over time, like build up my own comedic voice, like do different style of videos. And yeah, so you'll find, those character videos, a lot of POV stuff, sketch comedy, stand up, impressions, which honestly, at the end of the day, when I think about it more, I'm like, you're probably not doing yourself favors with the algorithm because you put so much different stuff out there. The algorithm likes when you do one thing really well. But I don't know. I've seen some success with it. Like people seem to like all the different styles. Everyone seems to have a favorite. So
I think there's always a balance between like experimentation and, putting out a video for you and then putting out a video for like your followers and what they want to see. And I guess impressions is kind of like your thing that you can go back to if you need to. And like, oh, I need a banger. I'm just going to do whatever, Michael Cera in this different scenario and things like that. But it's interesting. But so you basically dropped out of corporate America is what I'm hearing.
I did. Yeah. I worked at Salesforce for a year and a half and I left in September of 2021. So just a little over a year ago, it's beginning of September. And decided to do this stuff full time, which honestly was probably the best decision I could have made because it was way too much trying to do all of it at once. I was up till like 3 a.m. every night. Like then I had to work all day.
Comedy's a grind, right? It's like you're going to stand-up shows, you're open mics and all this stuff.
And most people who do that do have full-time jobs, which you almost have to when you're first starting out. I mean, you definitely have to. But on top of that, I was also like, trying to do my own stuff with content and, stay creative, get better, I started taking acting classes and stuff. Like there was definitely, I don't know. I just got to a point where I felt comfortable enough to leave. Is still, going to be a risk, but I needed to do it.
Well, it's awesome, dude. I think I want to get into the impressions. Like I think we should spend the majority of the time like learning how you learn an impression. What's your process? We'll do a couple. I'll make a fool of myself and we can get to that. But I guess like one thing I'm curious about before we do that is when you leave corporate America, which is like rigor and structure, and you were working in whatever customer success or whatever it was where you're dealing with customers, you have a pretty like regimented day to a complete world of you dictate your own schedule. Like how do you adjust to that? How do you still get anything done with no creative constraints or constraints of any nature that like make you actually do things?
That's an interesting way to look at it because you definitely have to hold yourself accountable, still get up at a good time every day. Kind of set a good schedule for yourself. It's interesting because my job in customer success, which is just kind of a fancy way of saying consulting for those listening, I had like a portfolio of clients. So I had like 12 clients that I just kind of managed, I guess. And my schedule was a lot of times dictated around them. And so my schedule actually wasn't the same every single day either necessarily at Salesforce because I would have different stuff with different clients on a day-to-day basis. And I feel like now that some of that still holds true because a lot of times I'm taking calls with people who are interested in doing brand deals, stuff like this, podcasts, other creators who want to collaborate and stuff. So it was cool because I wasn't necessarily just opening up my laptop and doing the same Excel spreadsheets and reports every single day like some other jobs. But it definitely, I guess, at the end of the day, like I'm in charge, and that is that's what's different.
Okay, so by day you're spending time doing a combination of like writing, maybe doing some administrative stuff with brands and like I don't know, there's a whole world of like invoicing and figuring out how you're gonna
Yeah.
get paid and negotiating the like what you're actually gonna do and all that stuff. And then at night you're mostly doing shows and stuff around the city.
Yeah, that's usually so. That is the interesting thing too. I still consider that work, I guess, right? Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, you're kind of always working, I guess, but it is, definitely more exciting than, helping
Is there anything
clients.
you found during the day that you can do to like, I don't know, you're not feeling super motivated, you're a little hungover, like how do you still power through and write jokes and I guess do you work with other creators? Like do you have people come over and work together or set up a little co-working space in your apartment or something?
Yeah, I do that sometimes. My roommate is also a comedian. Shout out Nikki Smigs if you guys know him on Instagram. So we
Nice.
bounce, yeah, yeah. So we bounce ideas off each other and stuff. And I also work pretty closely, Mac and Dan, Mac Hubble, Dan
Yeah,
Toomey.
yeah, yeah.
Shout out to them. We do a lot of sketch comedy and just write a lot together, make a lot of videos. So that is one thing too. Like even if we have a group chat and we'll just kind of throw in ideas and workshop those if we're looking for kind of a new spark. I guess for myself too, just I always just like try and remind myself, not necessarily like kind of like what's at stake here, but like, hey, like, you never know who's going to see a video, right? You never know who's going to be at a stand-up show on a weekend. So it's just, yeah, you have to hold yourself accountable. You can't get lazy with it.
And you guys shoot stuff together, right? Like
We do. Yeah.
that's I guess another benefit of having people around is they can shoot in different angles and you don't have to worry about like setting up tripods all over your apartment and stuff like that. I
Oh,
get personally like pretty nervous like doing anything in front of other people,
yeah.
which is I think something you just have to suck up at some point. Maybe stand up helps with that for you, but like do you feel like you're better when you're like in your own space by yourself, or do you think actually having people around, because like sometimes you have to make multiple takes of something for it to be
Oh, yeah.
funny and it's like it's fucking awkward, dude. There's a lot
It is.
it's fucking awkward.
Well, that's the thing. I was going to ask if you had, so have of all of your video, like, has the majority of your content just been like you?
I do collab stuff, but it's usually like I film, they film, maybe
Right.
in different cities and stuff like that. And then like you can stitch videos together like so that it still looks like it makes sense. But
Yeah, I actually think when I'm in the room with other people, that's when it's the best, because a lot of times we'll like improv stuff and it's just like funny banter that ends up making it into a video that we didn't write
Right.
beforehand. And I feel like that's personally like when I'm at my best. I mean, I don't know, like I just like I enjoy it. I just kind of enjoy that more than setting up the camera in front of me and talking for 30 seconds and doing a bit and then doing another take. I don't know.
When you're comfortable with the people around you, it makes a big difference too. I imagine with your homies, it's different than like some creator you reached out to. And it's like, hey, let's collab, and it's like, but we need to like warm up to each other first.
Yeah, no, that's what's. I mean,
before I'm like act a fool in front of you.
Do you get those a lot? Do you get a lot of inbound messages of collabs
from people trying to wanting to collab? Not really. No, I should do it more. Like I should reach out to we should do a video together. Like
yeah,
we should, but it's just we really should. But like it is one, I haven't found that it makes it that much funnier. Like it's surprising how much a 2-person sketch can work with me just wearing one outfit and then me just wearing another outfit. And I can do it on my own time and I don't have to worry about like, coordinating times with someone else and stuff like that. So it's been tough to motivate. And I don't have, I guess that's what I've chalked it up to. It's like the reward doesn't seem like it's that much compared to the additional like prep time. And I put out a ton of videos. So
right. Yeah, dude,
that's been my thinking on it.
Yeah. I mean, no,
you have to,
you do,
like, that's how you say,
got to keep the algorithm happy, dude. I went to Florida for like 5 days, a few weeks ago, playing in a golf tournament.
Vacations suck now.
Yeah, they do. I didn't touch it for like 4 or 5 days. And, I got back and I felt like I had taken 3 weeks off. Like,
yeah,
algorithms like, where the hell have you been?
I think that's something that goes through every creator on social media's mind is like, I could always be doing more. And it's this constant pressure. And it actually took me a long time to get over. I still don't feel like I'm totally over it, but like, I can't just be sitting and just like fucking relax. It's
Mm-mm.
fine. No videos today, tomorrow. Like there's this, I don't know. I'm going to get, you have a sense of like, you might get abandoned if you're, or lose relevance if you're not active for a couple days, which is
Right.
silly. I've not actually found that much to be the case.
No, that's definitely, I don't know. We overplayed in our heads all the time because it's literally like our job. But yeah, I feel that.
You know what I've found to also be challenging is like in not only is it you go through this, oh, I could be doing more, the platform that you're posting to is also the platform where you consume other people's content. So Nate posted a video, Dan posted a video, and this other creator that I respect posted a video. Now I'm like, oh, but they're all posting, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
I know.
you're forced to compare yourself by the nature of the application that we use or the medium that we use.
It's true. And other people are also comparing you to other creators, like just inevitably.
Yeah.
That's what people love to do. They love that. And it's just kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's just something you have to kind of get over, I guess. But yeah, I'll be scrolling through, and honestly, I feel like most of the time I don't even look at the For You page that much. I probably should do more.
I don't even either. Yeah.
I feel like I'm just burnt out by the time I upload my own stuff. But
100%. That's so funny. My consumption on TikTok is so little because I'm just like,
little, to be honest.
I don't fucking care.
I really just don't I really hardly scroll through the For You page. But I will, when I see my friends and people I follow post a video that I really like, I'm like, oh shoot, all right, I need to go make something good.
Yeah, it's like when your friend's like, yo, I went on 3 dates this week and like crushing. You're like, fuck, I gotta hit Hinge and like set some stuff up for next week.
Re-download the apps. Let's get after it.
Yeah, he can't be going on dates, and I'm not going on dates.
Right.
I gotta go on dates now.
Right.
It's so stupid. Yeah, I mean, speaking of the For You, like I don't scroll that often, so I also feel like I miss these like trends sometimes, and people will assume they're like, oh, you're on TikTok, like about the stuff that's going on with like, I don't know, one of these fucking sway house hype house people, which is like completely off my radar, or if there's like some stupid trend that's going around, I never know this stuff.
Oh yeah, I know nothing. And I'll do like every once in a while, I'll do like a live stream, or like people will like comment like, I don't know, like trending things that they say in like their live stream. Like I remember like when the people would comment like Candace and stuff like that. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Just like, I don't even really go on this.
What's Candace?
Like, what's is Candace? That? Oh no, you got me. I'm so stupid. It was like, but that stuff like it just continuously like, I'm just like, all right, maybe I should be spending more time on the app.
We're going to get to this lesson where you're going to teach me how to do impressions. Last thing before we jump into it. So now I know you kind of started doing content. You got into stand-up. I know your ultimate career. You've talked about Chris Rock and Bill Hader being kind of like people that you admire their trajectory because they were able to start with comedy and then move into like acting and even take on some more like non-comedic, more serious roles and things of that nature, right? So I guess in your eyes, your experience so far, well, how has it been getting into the acting world, and what's harder, being an actor or being a comedian? They both sound fucking hard, honestly.
No, they're so hard.
It's like, what's harder, being in the NBA or like being a pro tennis player?
MLB, yeah. Literally, right. It's like, yeah, that's a good comparison. They're both like equally as hard. I will say stand-up is more accessible. If you want to be a stand-up comedian, if you want to get better at stand-up, if you live, especially in New York, you can hit a mic every single night if you want to. There's no reason why you can't go start doing it.
Right.
At that point, it's just about getting better at it, practicing, getting the reps in. I mean, there are people who do multiple mics every single day. Acting is like, I did a couple projects for acting in May, and I've just kind of been doing auditions since. And, you might get a couple projects a year. You know what I mean? Like you might get one to two, maybe 3 projects a year that are, and I guess bigger ones. I can get smaller ones here and there and stuff like that, little gigs and whatnot. But it's harder to break. It's harder to, I guess, do it. I take acting classes every week, which has helped me immensely. Like I feel like I'm just like continuously getting better at it. Like I
Yeah.
have a manager now who I just started with a couple months ago who's really great. And I think we're starting to I kind of needed them to just to kind of guide me and help me navigate the industry a little bit because, coming from corporate America, it's just so totally different. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's kind of my take on it, is like acting, you have to be way more patient with it because, just keep getting better at it. Submit to stuff every single day, uh, and take it upon yourself to take classes and get better at it. Kind of
Yeah.
behind the scenes almost, and then stand up. You can go and do it. Like you can literally do live comedy in New York City or really anywhere in the country. Obviously, we live in New York, so it's more accessible here, but you can do it on any given night. So
On the acting side, when you say submit to stuff, you're talking about like auditions, like virtual auditions. You record yourself a video, you submit your tape, kind of thing.
yeah, yeah, Actors Access, Backstage. Those are kind of like the LinkedIn, I like to say, for actors. And you submit every day. My manager will send me stuff to do. I've got an audition I'm doing later today, and then yeah, I mean, dude, you hear actors all the time. Like I was listening to an interview with Joe Keery from Stranger Things. He did 100 auditions before he got Stranger Things. Like that's just what.
He's your celebrity lookalike, right?
Yeah, I know. I get it all the time. I get it all the
You
time.
do, you do look like that guy.
I don't mind. I don't mind that one. I don't mind that one.
That's a good one. Yeah.
But
People all up in the comments. What are your other ones?
Andrew Garfield, I get all the time. People have been saying Sebastian Stan lately. I don't know about that one. He has blue eyes. I've brown. I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Peter Parker, people always say, when are you going to play Spider-Man? Like, I don't know. Unfortunately, I think my Spider-Man window has closed.
Yeah.
I am the same age as Tom Holland, and he is far better than me.
But you were saying about the Stranger Things thing, you're saying like all it takes is versus comedy feels like this more organic, linear growth over time. You do many stand-ups, you start getting booked on shows, the algorithm picks you up on YouTube, whatever. Maybe you put out a special. There's some like big milestone moments, but it's for the most part, it's a grind. And then acting, you're saying it's more of like putting yourself out there a ton, and then one thing could blow the shit up.
Exactly. Yeah. And I feel like you can't, I mean, yeah, I feel like that's what most actors say when I listen to them in interviews is, yeah, I went on 100 auditions, or I did this, I had no money 2 weeks before I got the big show. Like
Yeah.
it
John
really,
Krasinski from The
yeah,
Office, and
exactly.
who was he talking to? Like Jimmy Fallon or something, and he was talking about he told his mom, what was it? He told his mom
She was
he
going
was
back
going to
home.
try this for a year, and he was like, I'm going to go back home. My year is over. And she was like, hang out for
Yeah.
another couple
She was
weeks.
like, stick it out. Then he got The
And
Office
then
2
he
weeks
fucking
later.
was Jim from The Office.
And that changed his
And it's like,
entire life. Like,
it's not like he was a better or worse. Like 2 weeks before he got Jim, he was as good of an actor.
Exactly.
And then he just got fucking Jim
exactly.
from The Office.
So
I fucking loved The Office.
I know, I do too. But the whole, like, he's right. Like the whole big break thing that everybody hears about, that I feel like that is 100% true. Like, it'll sometimes, like acting, you'll see people gradually come up and stuff like that for sure. But there's always that one project that, really gets people on the map. And especially for young actors like Jim at the time, or like Joe Keery, like, when they're in their 20s, like that is when it is. Like, they don't really see much before that.
Well, you're in the right place. You're what is it? Opportunity is luck is the residue of some shitty thing
something like that.
Where you're in New York, you're doing your
on
thing.
a pillow somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's get into the thing. I've been delaying it because I don't want to.
You're gonna look stupid, dude. I'm gonna look stupid.
I'm gonna look stupid. Yeah. No, you're gonna look hilarious. I'm gonna look stupid, but it's fine. We're gonna go with it. Maybe we learn a new one together. That way we can at least both be starting on the same page.
I just haven't even really put them at the forefront of my content so long.
Yeah.
Like true. As far as like, let's try a new one. It's almost like I got to the point where I'm like, let's use the ones that you have and try and be creative with them.
When you want to learn a new impression, I guess, what's your process? How do you do that?
I think what I would typically do is like try and find like a phrase that they are maybe known for or something, and try and say, or like a movie quote or TV quote that they're famous for.
Why would you do that? Like
Exactly.
that?
Yeah, something like that, right? And
Yeah.
I would like say that over and over again.
Sure.
And once you get that down, you can kind of just get a feel for the voice, and then maybe expand into some like full sentences, and then go from there. Yeah, maybe try some like different quotes or like different stuff that you hear them say. But you do have to start very small and just like hammer it with reps.
How long does it take you usually to like feel like you're like, I got this now?
I feel like if I'm trying a brand new one, usually like 2 weeks. And then after the 2-week mark, if I still just like don't have it or kind of suck at it, I usually just kind of like, this one's
drop it.
Not in the cards. Like
not in the cards. 2 weeks every day? You're every day with it? You're in the shower, you're doing your lines or whatever?
Not really, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I guess I was always.
You're a natural, Nate. It's all right. You could say you're natural.
No, because like it's totally not the case. Like I'm totally so bad at different impressions, but like yeah, I don't know. That's what I was gonna say is maybe it was my lack of like commitment to really. I don't know. I was always like, it was always like, what is this voice gonna do for me? Is this a funny character? Like, is this unique? Like, I don't know. Yeah. So it really depends on what else.
Made you TikTok famous.
It did, look, it did that. So
yeah,
I mean,
it served its purpose. What I'm hearing is it served its purpose. You broke through the algorithm. Now you have a platform to go and do more interesting shit. And it's like, it's a cool weapon you can use as part of your stand-up material, but you don't want that to become your whole personality.
Right. No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's not that I'll like, never do them again, or that I don't do that. Like I'll do them on stage sometimes. People laugh at them. Like they're funny,
I'm sure it crushes.
Right. It's just like, I try and pick the ones that are funny and unique that people have never done or seen before. And, go from there. Try to be creative with it. I don't want to be like a talking jukebox to these people. Like, hey guys, here's Michael Cera as your doctor. It's like, okay, you know what? We've seen that. Let's move on. Okay.
The people, in fairness, would love that, but yeah, I could see how that would drain.
Probably would.
This is always the balance. There's a balance we've been talking about of like, you do one for the people and one for Nate.
Yeah,
like,
it's true.
Balancing like what's going to be really popular with what's going to make you feel good and happy and stuff like that. All right, let's do one. Let's do Sebastian. So Sebastian is, I discovered him 3-4 years ago or something. Maybe it was around the pandemic, and I died at two of his most recent, and then he's got a bunch of stuff back in the day, but I think his 2 most recent specials are just flawless. Like you hardly watch a special and think like there was no part I would skip. Yeah, I watched the one where he was wearing the tuxedo the other day.
Oh my God.
Ooper, people like Ooper. Ooper. So how would you, we've got Sebastian Maniscalco. Let's pretend you knew nothing. What would you start by maybe learning a couple phrases, and then let's get into the specifics of how did you feel like you mastered him?
Yeah, I feel like for him, like he's got different volumes that he talks at, right? So there's the whisper, like, "What are you doing?" Like he goes like that. He gets like really quiet.
Yeah. He does do that.
But when he's like talking normally, it's like down here a little bit. Okay. Yeah. I went to, so like I feel like you gotta like drop it down here, right? And you gotta like, what would he say? Where would he go? Say he did get a flat tire, right? So if he did, he'd be like, "Oh, I got a flat tire the other day. What the hell are we doing when we get a flat tire?" Like it's very much like it's like
dude,
exaggerated. It's so exaggerated. Like
it is so, and that's his whole mantra. He's like mad at the world because they wronged him.
Right. Like he's annoyed with people.
Why would you do?
I gotta call someone. What, are you gonna come fix it? Yeah, that's kind of like how you have to like, for him, it's like you gotta get into his character of getting upset over things, right? Complaining about stuff, and like the different volumes and levels in talks that emphasizes. Like,
so Whole Foods, he's like, people like green, people doing the green thing. I can't see you.
Yeah. He's like, my buddy, I'm saving 60% on electricity. Yeah, I can't see you. I'm standing.
You are them.
You're them. You are them. Yeah. Yeah, dude, so funny. So funny. The Whole Foods bit is hilarious.
He's very physical too. Yeah,
Gotta
you
get
see
into
him moving
that.
around stage.
Right. So that's another element too. Like I was talking about this with my roommate the other day who also does like impressions and stuff. And we are like, a lot of the times it's not even who has the best one. It's like who, like, it's the way that it's like your interpretation of that person is what kind of makes the impression funny. So
Interesting.
I feel like that's mine with
Yeah.
Sebastian. Like, and it's funny because like I'll get negative. I don't really get a ton of like negative comments in general. I would say at this point I've kind of like established myself a little bit. As soon as people see me, they kind of know what my sense of humor is. But like, or back in the day when I was like doing a bunch of the voices and stuff, I like try new ones. People say this is garbage. This one sucks. This one's great. Whatever. I've never gotten a bad comment on my Sebastian Maniscalco. Like that is one of the that is like one of the one impression that I feel like people just genuinely enjoy my interpretation of it. So I personally like doing that one a lot.
I think that's how I discovered you, actually. I think me and my buddy got obsessed with Sebastian during the pandemic, and then he like Instagram sent me your thing, and he was like, "Dude, you got to see this. It's so fucking good." All right, let's move on. Another one you are renowned, like you're very good at, is the Michael Cera, and also like he's just more in your persona.
Oh yeah.
Ish. Like it's demographic wise, at least.
Yeah, I would say when I'm doing the Michael Cera,
how did that one happen?
Yeah, I would say that is. I'm not doing much of an impression, to be honest. I think my the core, I'm very much anxious. like no, no, but I give off like the awkward, nerdy kind of vibes, which it's and I feel like I just kind of like sound like him a lot, like my natural voice. Yeah. I'll just make a video that has nothing to do with anything, and people will comment, "You sound like Michael Cera." I'm like, all right, like we've established that. I'm
not doing the impression, guys. I'm not doing it.
Well, that's the thing. And I don't know. I mean, other creators get that all the time. You look like this person. You sound like whatever. I was saying this earlier. Sure. People just love to compare, regardless. Like, I've had videos that go viral for nothing that has to do with any of this. And those that you look like Joe Keery, you sound like Michael Cera. And I'm like, all right. Did you like the video, or did you just want to comment?
Right. Listen, it's helping the algorithm, so I'm not necessarily mad at it, but it's like, why do people...
they want to be the one who getting out of that. They love calling
yeah, maybe that's what it is.
But yeah, that one, it's more so like I just kind of channel a different energy with Michael. I would say I'm not exactly like him and his characters in real life. I'm sure he's not exactly like his characters. But with my voice, like it's kind of here, and then I just kind of like raise it up a little bit. So I'm like here, and it's like softer. You just have to like, kind of act a little, hesitate a little bit, and maybe look down.
You lost the eye contact.
Yeah, you look down at the floor, and then you just maybe look back up. And I don't know, you stumble over your words because I don't really know what to say. I don't know anything. Actually, I don't know anything at all. that's like a little bit of that. Like you just kind of you lose yourself for a moment, and you have to channel this like really awkward, anxious, the nice guy. You know what I mean? And that's kind of I just kind of raise it up. I talk really softly, I guess, and just that one too. It's more about what I'm saying and how I'm saying it in the delivery, because I don't know. I don't even know how I would teach someone. I can't even teach myself. Like, you would just go like
yeah.
With that one specifically, and since he's an actor, what I would do with that is I would put him in roles that he would never play. So I had this series where Michael Cera played like every supervillain. I think I've exhausted every supervillain at this point, but those were kind of fun to do. I did him playing like Thanos.
Yeah, because he's also so
Batman.
Not a villain. Like he's like the nicest guy ever. Yeah,
so those were fun.
Okay, so to exaggerate it, you put them in funny scenarios that like are opposite to what their actual personality.
Yeah, and I think people like that. Like one of my favorite ones I actually did with that was Michael Cera playing Batman from like the new Batman, because he's so not intimidating at all. That one was funny. I'm trying to think of some lines I used for that one. It's like, I'm vengeance. I'm Some people call me the Knight. I don't know if I really qualify for but I am Vengeance. I can say that, man. You do just be afraid of me. Not many people. Well, some people are. You know what I mean? Like, just stuff.
Yeah. Or maybe like interviewing for a job. I'm trying to think. I always go
that'd
to
be
like
funny.
corporate comedy and like
Yeah,
because you're trying to sell yourself a little bit. Like,
right.
you know, I can do it. I wouldn't say I'm the best, but you know, I
Yeah.
want to, you know, I don't mean to compare myself, but yeah, so you just got to get soft and up
Gotta
a
get
little bit. I
soft
mean,
and
dude,
vulnerable, right? He'd be so hesitant to talk up about himself. So I mean, I'm really good at this. Well, I'm pretty good. You know, I'm pretty good with Excel. Right?
Yeah,
Some
I got
people
it.
say I'm
The
good.
eye contact is good.
Yeah, you're right.
Again, I won some awards in college.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
good. Yeah, or like getting. Well, no, he doesn't get. Fogel gets fake ID'd.
Right, in the Superbad, yeah.
McLovin.
McLovin, yeah.
McLovin is his fake name. Fogel is his real name.
Right, yes.
Got it. It's just McLovin.
It's McLovin? What's this?
It's
what are you?
It's like Madonna.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, you're right. It's McLovin. What kind of stupid name's McLovin? What are you, Irish R&B singer? I think that's the line. It's so good.
Oh man, that's amazing.
So
All right,
funny.
let's round it out with another very exaggerated one that I love, which is Aziz.
Oh my god.
You do a good Aziz one. Is this one? Maybe this is one you haven't done in a long time.
I haven't done this one in a long time. Like I'll say, yeah, just full disclosure, I haven't practiced one in a long time either.
Yeah.
I agree. It is funny. Another one that, again, I understand that it doesn't sound exactly like Aziz, and I think people get that, but people actually love this. Like another one where very rarely, like I don't really think I've seen negative feedback from it just because it's a funny, nobody really does Aziz Ansari. Like nobody like has an impression of him. So like, maybe it's just
Right.
like my take on him is funny. It's very over the top. Like,
yeah.
but,
So what's Aziz? What does he do?
He like, so my thing with him is he starts like, maybe I think even Family Guy made a joke about this, about how he starts every sentence soft and then ends it really like loudly and like, you know.
Yeah.
I kind of do with him like these random outbursts. Like he'll start let's see, what can he say? Let's see.
For the archives. What is he usually talking about? He's usually complaining about something.
Or like,
wow, like he's like,
yeah, that was pretty good.
He's like outraged by something that happened.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like, yeah, and like the Parks and Rec too. Like Tom Haverford always gets excited about different stuff. So, I feel like he starts, "Aw, damn!" Like he always goes, "Aw, damn,
yeah, damn."
I love apples." Like, you know, like stuff like that. Like, I don't know. Oh no, dude. I like, what else? I lost it. I'm trying to think of what else. See, that one is hard because you have to like just come with a random outburst on the spot.
Yeah.
But that is what it.
Maybe someone was, someone keyed or booted his car when he was parked somewhere illegally.
Like,
oh man, I got back and I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, like, oh no. No, dude, someone hurt my car. Oh, no, Leslie, help me. Kind of like that. What the hell? Yeah, that's
that's right. It's funny because his most recent stand-up is like actually pretty somber and like tame. I don't know, like I saw his thing. Tame.
But then
he'll still level up.
Yeah, a little bit. I thought that special was hilarious too. I might have to rewatch that one. But yeah,
I thought it was really good. What were the bangers? He was talking about outwoke. They'll outwoke you.
Outwoke you. That's so funny. I thought the Aaron Rodgers bit was hilarious. He was like,
what does he say about Aaron Rodgers?
He was like, because Aaron Rodgers didn't get vaccinated or whatever, and like he was like, remember he lied about getting vaccinated or something, and there was like this whole like mess about it, and Aziz was kind of like, are we really surprised the quarterback failed the science test? Like, it's hilarious. I thought it was gold.
Yeah. I thought it was a really good stand-up. I mean, I don't like it when, I mean, I don't like it. It's not for me to have an opinion on, but like when comedians go skew too far in the like preachiness and like, my job is to comment on society. It is to an extent, but like I always want it to be in a funny way. And sometimes I feel like it's like, all right, I haven't laughed in like 7 minutes. Like, is it still a stand-up bit, or am I just watching, like a
Yeah.
speech, fucking State of the Union? Like, what is this?
Yeah. The funny thing is, like, when you get to that point, right, and you're doing specials, or you're selling out theaters and stuff, it really is kind of up to you, what you want your act to be. Like, you're in charge. You've
Yeah.
already built the audience. For someone like me who's coming up and stuff like
Right.
that, I mean, I'm not much of like a preacher guy, like, as part of like my material. Like, I'm just not really that type of comedian or person in general.
Sure.
Like, trying to think of a good comparison. Like I don't know. Like even like Sebastian, right? He doesn't really talk a whole lot. He's kind of, he does his material that he
Right.
thinks is funny, and he, gets off the stage, right? Like, and I feel like even for younger
Yeah.
comedians coming up and stuff like that, yeah, you really, you got to just be funny first, right? And then
You gotta earn. Yeah, you gotta
you got to
earn your
earn the right.
audience,
Like
and
the
then you
Dave
can-
Chappelle's
and
of the
you can make your
world
commentary.
can make commentary. Aziz Ansari, like, they're totally, they can do whatever they want with those specials, and honestly, they do a good job of making it funny and entertaining too. But yeah, for young comedians coming up and stuff, you gotta earn that a little bit. So,
have you been tempted to, let's say, comment on something a little bit more serious, a cause that you care about? I mean, at the end of the day, you've got almost 1 million people listening to you across platforms, on TikTok, 100,000 people on Instagram that you could speak to in your story. Like, that's a pretty unique position to be in. Has there ever been a time where you're like, I should say something about this thing, or you just try to stay away from that stuff?
I feel like as a comedian, like, especially now, like, too, I know I have a lot of like followers by the numbers or whatever, but I still feel like I'm very much green and on the come up. I've only been doing this for a year and a half, right? I moved here in April of 2020. So I'm still very new. In my live streams and stuff, people will bring up current events and stuff, like, that are important, like when Roe v. Wade got overturned, definitely we hit on that in the live stream and whatnot. Like, so stuff like that'll come up. But I don't really post a lot of it like in video content and whatnot. Cause I feel like it's just not really my angle, I guess,
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of people are very good at making that type of content entertaining. And I think my angle is just always, I don't know. It's character based. It's sarcastic. It's, POV. It's stuff like that. So, yeah, I've never necessarily felt like I don't know, like, in a way, like I said, I still don't feel like I'm in any place. Like I haven't earned that.
100%. Anyways, this has been a masterclass in impressions, Nate. I appreciate it. We are unfortunately coming up on time. I could keep asking you questions about your weirdest DMs and funny comments that you got.
my
Maybe
God.
we can do a part 2 episode in the future or something.
Conversation for another day.
For now, thank you so much for coming on. Thanks for your time. You've done an awesome thing, quitting your corporate job, pursuing your passion. Sounds like you're crushing it. Anything you want to plug before we wrap?
Yeah. First off, thanks a lot for having me on. This was super fun. Glad we got to talk a little about it a little bit more, do some impressions. Like, I know we have similar backgrounds, so it was cool to kind of connect and chat about that.
Sure.
So yeah, man, thanks for having me on. I had a lot of fun. I guess the only things I'll plug, my Instagram at NateMeeker1, TikTok, Nate.Meeker, and then I have a YouTube channel too that I upload stuff.
Oh, nice.
I've got a bunch of shows coming up. You can check me out on my website, natemeeker.com. There are links to shows there. And then also it's in my Instagram and my TikTok bio too. So you click on Linktree. There's an option for show dates, and then it's got all my upcoming show dates. So if anyone's interested in stand-up, there you go.
Amazing. Thank you, Nate, so much for being here.
Yes.
See you, dude.
Thank you, Rashad. We'll talk soon.
Peace.